Okay, so imagine it's night, moon's out, the vibes are chill. You're a couple in love, plus your dog, just hanging around a manhole. Because your girlfriend, in her infinite wisdom, dropped her phone in it. So what do? You call her phone, it's ringing, and... oh, would you look at that? It's under the manhole. The guy opens it. Boom! Her phone is just sitting there, in a disgusting puddle of frog eggs. We're talking full alien caviar. Now, if this were me, I'd buy her a new phone and go home. He reaches in like a hero, and immediately regrets every life choice. He screams, pulls out the phone, and it's covered in gooey egg slime. And so are his hands. Suddenly, the eggs start crawling up his arms. Like, bro, they are eating him. The girlfriend is screaming bloody murder. The dog is like, I warned y'all. And then she gets grabbed by the frog caviar. So what does she do? Pushes her man away like, save yourself. And then just starts sprinting. Girl is running like she's in the Hunger Games, only to trip over air and faceplant. She gets up like, did anyone see that? And then realizes, oh great. She's now surrounded by more of these alien frog eggs. Cut to the next morning. Our main boy, Yan Woo, is on a school bus. It's his first time in Seoul. Big trip, big dreams. And the whole class is like, yay Seoul. Meanwhile, Yan Woo is sitting there like, where's my anime romance arc? He's got his eyes locked on So Young. Beautiful, cool, main girl energy. And he's over here planning their wedding. Then his friend Kim Jubin shows up like, yo, you look sick. Gum? And Yan Woo's like, I'm fine. Internal screaming. Enter, Hani the blogger girl. This girl got a full tripod, ring light, and influencer energy. She's like, wave for the vlog, losers. And the whole class goes full K-pop background dancers. Even the teacher tries to get some screen time like, follow for more educational content. But Yan Woo, he's in his little emo corner fantasizing, what if I made a vlog? Maybe So Young would talk to me. Then Kim Jubin's like, bro, you ever try being normal? And Yan Woo's like, counterpoint, no. So Hani's filming So Young, Yan Woo's heart is doing backflips, and when they make eye contact, boom! He turns red and looks away. Classic. Then the head of the class shows up, Kang Ji-eun. Tall, handsome, blonde, probably born in a Dior store. He starts talking to So Young like it's nothing, and Yan Woo's like, how do I become that guy? Hani finds Yan Woo and sticks a camera in his face. He's like, I'm Yan Woo? And she's like, oh, you're cute. He malfunctions instantly, but he's still side-eyeing So Young like. This is my movie, and she's the plot. Suddenly, pigeons attack, but like, not normal pigeons. They're glitchy. Frog eggs. Again. One pigeon starts pecking at it and yoink. It gets sucked into the grate. Yan Woo's like, hello? Did anyone else just see that? And the head boy is like, anyway, want to be a drug mule? Ji-eun drags Yan Woo into a bathroom, opens his briefcase. It's full of soju. Like a whole freaking minibar. Yan Woo's like, what is this? And Ji-eun's like, congrats, you're carrying it now. Bro, just got recruited into the liquor cartel. Yan Woo tries to dip, but Ji-eun bribes him like, we invited girls to the party, especially So Young. And suddenly Yan Woo is like, fine, I'll be the alcohol donkey. Fast forward to hotel check-in. The teacher's handing out room keys. Hani's filming everything like a National Geographic special, and Yan Woo is in the corner, stalking So Young's profile pic. Romance is alive. Until Hani appears out of nowhere like, what you looking at? And he's like, nobody, nothing. And she's like, give me the phone. And he's like, no. And she's like, yes. And they start full-on wrestling for the phone, until she gets distracted by vlogging again. But now Yan Woo's like, if she finds out I like So Young, the whole internet will know. Suddenly Ji-eun and his goons show up like, time for the real mission. And dump even more soju on him. Now he's got two briefcases like a bootlegging Santa Claus. Yan Woo's about to be exposed. When his friend Dubin shows him his illegal playing cards, Yan Woo's like, you call that contraband? And shows him the soju suitcase. Dubin screams. The teacher hears, and Yan Wu's like, "Welp, this is how I die." The teacher flips the suitcase, finds the soju, and Yan Wu takes the fall like a tragic anime hero. She's like, "I'm calling your parents." And he's like, "Guess I'll just rot here." Then Jiun and his boys show up, congratulate him for taking the blame, and leave him behind like, "LOL? Thanks, bro. You're the real MVP." Yan Wu sits alone that night, fuming. They used me. They promised me so young. They played me. Next day, field trip to Namsan Tower. Yan Wu's dead inside. So Young might have gone to the party without him. Jiun keeps dodging him like it's dodgeball tryouts. Yan Wu is about to explode when Kim Jubin tells the girls, "This is Yan Wu's first cable car ride. He's scared." And So Young actually smiles. She's like, "That's cute. I've never been on one either." And then she asks if the alcohol story is true. When Yan Wu says yeah, she's impressed. He's like, "It was nothing." Internally, he's doing backflips. Then, a notification hits. Warning, outbreak in Seoul, avoid contact. Everyone's like, "That's weird." And then, a pigeon crashes into the window. Blood, beak, frog egg slime. Then another pigeon. Then another. It's a full-on bird-pocalypse. The glass cracks. Frog eggs are leaking in. People are screaming. Someone steps on Yan Wu's foot. It's So Young, but she's holding on to him like her life depends on it. And then, from the back, the teacher starts yelling, "Stop panicking or I'll get crushed to death!" Kang Ji-eun's friend leans in to look at the egg. It moves. The door opens. Everyone sprints out like a zombie movie. But Yan Wu, all he can think about is her. He turns to So Young and tries to apologize again, makes a dumb cable car joke, calls himself an idiot in his head, and then he asks her out. She's about to answer. But then Gale screams, her leg. She's covered in these white frog eggs like she's auditioning for the next Spider-Man villain. And her face, pale as a ghost, but with the added bonus of madness in her eyes. She's screaming like she's on a roller coaster, but also begging for help like it's the last season of a survival show. Enter Ming Jur, who tries to help her up. Big mistake. Because as soon as he stands, the whole class collectively loses their minds. Like, what the actual heck is happening? Kind of minds. Gale's face, now completely blank and covered in those gross white eggs. Her eyes? Not normal anymore. More like, I just woke up from a bad fever dream kind of crazy. Then just to up the terror, a supervisor rushes over to help Gale, but Gale grabs him like she's the last boss in a video game and says, "Help me!" Only her eyes. Yep, full-on madness mode. And guess what? The virus doesn't care about personal space. It immediately starts spreading all over the supervisor's hands. He's screaming, freaking out, and running around like he just saw a ghost doing the floss dance. Other workers? They see this and bounce like it's a zombie apocalypse meetup. And the poor supervisor's hands completely covered in slimy white eggs. Yep, no gloves, no warnings, just pure panic. Meanwhile, the classmates are like, "Nope, closing the cubicle before we're all infected." Headman slams that door shut like it's Fort Knox. Hani, the curious blogger, hears Gale's screams and is like, "What in the nightmare is going on?" Her blood? Frozen. We're talking Ice Age level cold. Gale? She's basically wrapped in a giant, disgusting spiderweb of eggs, looking like an extra from The Walking Dead. Honey wants to rush in and save her friend because BFF goals. But June? The voice of reason, more like the party pooper, yells, "No, Hani! That virus is basically airborne evil!" Gale's screaming stops, and then a giant pale hand, yeah, her hand, smacks on the glass like it's auditioning for America's Got Talent. When everyone looks again, Gale's transformed into a zombie cosplay champ. Skin white as eggs, eyes all fogged up, and still begging for help. Chaos explodes. People are screaming, pushing, and trying to escape like it's Black Friday but with viruses instead of TVs. Gale clings to the door, yelling, "No," screaming, in a voice that's definitely not hers. Cut scene to the observatory entrance. The teacher and a security guard are having a totally normal chat about the field trip route when suddenly, thump, thump, thump. Sounds like an elephant stampede. Spoiler, it's just the panicked students running out like they're in a horror flick. Teacher tries to calm everyone down and keep the squad together, like a champ. But then, she spots Ming-jae lying helplessly under the stairs, shaking like he just had the worst existential crisis ever. Teacher rushes over, kneels down, and tries to bring him back to the living. She's all, "Hey, you good? Stand up." Ming-jae, probably thinking, "Can I just not today?" She kneels down, tries to help her up, and screams like she just saw her taxes. Why? Because Ming-jae's face is gone. Not literally, but it's unrecognizable. Like if Voldemort and a wet paper towel had a baby. Her mouth's the only thing still visible, whispering, "Help me," like a cursed horror movie tape. Cut back to the booth. Everyone's clumped together on the floor, trying not to cry or puke or both. Then someone, let's be real, probably a horror movie fan, goes, "Should we check on Gale?" And everyone else is like, "Absolutely not." But unfortunately, Kim Jubin turns around and immediately regrets every life decision. Because Gale is rotting, like actually decomposing while still alive. He screams. And now it's full-on bumper cars in the booth. Everyone's panicking, slamming into walls, screaming like their phones died at 1%. Then we cut to Yan Wu. Our main dude clears his throat like he's about to give a TED talk, but nope. He's got goosebumps, and it's not because it's cold. He turns and sees Soyeon next to him, trembling like a traumatized bunny. Her face? Just baby deer and headlights energy. He wants to ask if she's okay, but right before she can answer, everyone's phones go ding, ding, ding. Breaking news. A virus has been detected in Seoul and Gwangwamun. Stay inside. Don't panic. Too late. The report basically says, good luck out there. You're on your own. People are collapsing. Some are sprinting. And teenagers are like, what is this? Yan Wu's like, I told you it's the frog eggs. But no one listens to him. Because just then, Kong Jun comes back. Looks through the glass, sees something, absolutely loses it. Screams so loud he could have shattered the window. Everyone turns, and there she is. Gale, standing silently at the booth entrance, like a ghost who forgot her lines. They all scream again because didn't she just die 5 minutes ago? People start calling her name, but she doesn't lift her head, doesn't speak, doesn't move. And this is the part where they all start spiraling into madness. Yan Wu is closest to the door now. The headman, who should be leading? Nah. He drops to the floor and clings to his classmates like a wet sock. And he's like, hey Yan Wu, could you maybe ask the zombie girl if she's okay? And Yan Wu's like, bro, why me? But then he sees Soyeon, shaking, helpless, and his main character syndrome kicks in. With a heavy sigh, he volunteers as tribute. Walks up slowly, tries to sound brave, says, Gale, are you okay? No response. She just stands there like a broken mannequin. Then someone in the booth says, she can hear. You just gotta ask louder. So Yan Wu steps forward again, big mistake, just as he's about to say something. Another alert. Everyone's phones light up again, and it scares them like a thunderclap in a horror movie. Yan Wu checks the screen. Yup, the virus has now spread across most of Seoul. It's literally everywhere. No escape, no hope, and he's like, wow, that's fantastic, great, just peachy. He's shaking, trying to look brave, but honestly, he's on the verge of passing out. But just when you think it couldn't get worse, Gale lifts her head, and Yan Wu makes eye contact. Her eyes, completely white. No pupils, just pure nightmare fuel. Mascara and eyeliner smeared down her face like a cursed doll in a thunderstorm. Her face is plastered with white spots, like her entire existence got jump-scared into the upside down. Then, snap, her head turns toward the sound of people running down the stairs. They get to the top, thinking they're safe, and boom, immediate jump scare. 3 random dudes are already there, standing way too close to the zombies like it's a social experiment. Then Gale shows up. Or what used to be Gale. She opens her mouth and hisses, and not in a sassy villain way. more like possessed velociraptor on bath salts. Her body? Not even trying to act human anymore. Her skin's peeling like it's a seasonal event. And suddenly, the frog eggs start detaching from her like cursed popcorn kernels. Screaming. So much screaming. One of the dudes gets full face attacked by the egg mass, and the virus straight up steals his skin like it's upgrading to a new host. His friend tries to help. Bad move, but the infected guy's like, bro, no. Save yourselves. Ugh. Heroic. Tragic. Horrifying. Meanwhile, Gail's monster hands snatch another boy by the neck like she's picking snacks from a vending machine. The class? Panicking. Kim Jubin wants to help, but another student drops to the floor like Windows just crashed, covering his ears and tapping out of reality. And while everyone else is crying, screaming, praying to whatever gods still listen, Yanwu is at the door like, okay, think. Think like the final guy in a Netflix K-horror. And he does. He drops down, army crawls like a boot camp pro, and locks the booth door before the monster gets in. Instant MVP status. Everyone's like, what are you doing? But Yanwu's like, trust me, better she's stuck out there than in here turning us into omelets. But then, a terrified guy starts pounding on the door from the other side, screaming, bleeding, begging to be let in. Gale, now a full-on mutated corpse demon, is right behind him, growing bigger, grosser, and more possessed by the second. The guy pulls the handle like his life depends on it, because it literally does, but Yanwu just stands there. Cold sweat, trembling hands, heart full of guilt and logic. He knows if he opens that door, everyone dies. So he doesn't. And the guy gets caught. Gale grabs him, chomps down on his elbow, and then squelch. Blood sprays all over the glass like someone shook up a Capri Sun. It's so nasty even the bravest kids look away. Someone yells, "No!" like they're in a tragic K-drama finale. The virus pulls him under like quicksand, his last scream echoing through the glass. Yanwu, frozen, pale, haunted. He'll never forget this moment. And what's worse, the monster turns, looks at them through the window. Gale's body is now barely recognizable. Just some black hair and a nose on top of a horror movie prop. Eggs, pus, bones, spine showing. It's giving Silent Hill meets worst sleep paralysis dream ever. Then, the door creaks open, but not from inside. More tourists are coming up the stairs, completely unaware. They make eye contact with the monster. Bad move! Gale screeches like a banshee, whips around and attacks. Screams, blood, goo, absolute carnage. The stairs get painted with red and green like it's an apocalyptic Christmas special. Inside the booth, dead silent. Everyone's squished in a corner like toddlers hiding from thunder. Then, a pigeon moves. That's right. One of those creepy, dead-looking pigeons on the wall just twitches. And everyone goes, no. Then it screams, loud enough to blow out a speaker. The class jumps so hard the whole booth vibrates. They're shaking like dice in a Vegas casino. One kid yells, "Why is this happening to us?" And the headman shoves his hand over the guy's mouth like, "Dude, shh, do you want to die with a monologue?" Then, noise. From the stairs. Is it the monster? A zombie? Another haunted pigeon? No one knows, and no one wants to find out. They huddle, shivering, whispering strategies like they're in a war bunker. Waiting, terrified. So the monster girl from Silent Hill apparently decided to take her lunch break because the screaming stopped and things got eerily quiet. Everyone's trauma responses are buffering. Then from behind a booth, someone is whimpering. It's Hani, and she's not crying because someone stole her lip gloss. No, this girl is full-on sobbing because she blames herself and the entire class for Gale's death. She's like, "We could have saved her. We left her." But Headman Kung Jun, our favorite aggressive motivational speaker, immediately snaps. "Saved her? Did you see what she was doing?" "Sir, she was serving up cursed centipede gymnastics. You think a hug would have helped?" He insists that if Yanwu hadn't slammed that door shut, they'd all be dead by now. Spoiler, he's not wrong, but also, shut up. Now we pan to Kim Jubin. Yes, him again. Tall, calm, too handsome to die. This man casually clears his throat like he's got a plan. He glances upward. Everyone else is crying or dissociating, and this dude's like, "Hey, what's that? A hatch? Freedom?" He grabs the emergency exit on top of the booth and opens it like it's a bag of chips. Everyone stares like, "Wait, there was an exit this whole time?" Of course, June immediately panics. "Get back here, that's dangerous!" And Jubin's like, "Why?" The girl boss of death isn't here right now. Which, honestly, fair point. But Jaeyoon insists. If they leave, she might come back and start round 2 of Monster High, Bloodbath Edition. He tells everyone to stay put and wait for the rescuers. Oh, sweet summer child. You really think this is the kind of manhwa where people just get rescued? Meanwhile, Yanwoo's attention shifts to So Young. She's curled up, shaking, eyes completely blank, hugging her knees like they're the only thing holding her together. You can tell this girl has mentally deleted her emotions and switched to safe mode. Yanwoo stares at her, probably thinking, should I say something? Or just let her vibe with the void? Then she turns her head, sees him staring, and goes, "You got something to say, or are you just awkwardly zooming in on my trauma?" Yanwoo panics. I was just checking if you were okay." She is very clearly not okay, but she says, "I'm fine." In that exact tone women use when they mean the opposite, and are 1 second away from punching drywall. Then she tells him to stop staring, and this poor man wants the ground to open and swallow him whole. He apologizes and quickly turns away, probably whispering, "Please erase me from existence." Confidence level, -10. Back to the booth. Things are getting spicy. June is still giving his stay in the booth TED Talk. But a girl named Kana is shaking. Her hands are trembling. She looks up and just snaps, "You don't get to tell us what to do." And June looks like someone just deleted his social credit in front of the entire class. Kana calls him a coward, says he ran from Gale and everything that happened was his fault. Boom. Mic drop. Reputation incinerated. June stands up like he's about to fight someone, but Kim Jubin grabs him just in time. Even now, this man is somehow the calmest bodyguard in history. Meanwhile, Kana is not done. She straight up accuses June of stopping her from helping Gale. And now, everyone is staring. And June? He looks like he just got slapped with a lawsuit and an existential crisis at the same time. All eyes on Hannah. Even So Young's like, girl, you good?" And then we hear it. A tiny whimper. This chick is crying. Stoa loses it. Oh, wow. Now you want to pull the damsel in distress act after all that drama? But before he could deliver his next roast, radio static. Everyone screams like they just heard a ghost, because to be fair, that was very much on the table at this point. Turns out it's just a radio. Yep, a super crusty emergency radio sputtering random words like, "Hello, booth, anyone, over, talking," and then radio silence. Still, that was enough. Even though nobody responded, the class's collective scream was apparently loud enough to activate the gods or the control room or something, because the cable car suddenly starts descending again. Miracle of miracles. Everyone's like, "Thank God we're saved." Hani opens the class group chat like, "Hey y'all, everyone okay? LOL, that was scary, right?" Crickets. She says it out loud. "No one's replying. What do I do?" Yanwoo glances at So Young again, standing near, but not too near. She's got her hands over her face, crying. She mumbles a boy's name, says her friend didn't deserve this. Hani hears her and gives her the saddest, most supportive anime hug in history. Yanwoo's watching like, "I wish I got to comfort her, bruh." But then Stoa, who's made it his personal mission to be that guy trademark, goes, "Why are y'all hugging? Do you even know what's waiting for us down there?" Kongjun's like, "Exactly. Bro, we don't even know if there's a building left." And he's right to be dramatic, because suddenly the cable car jerks to a stop. Yep, again. The whole cabin swings side to side like a giant baby just shook their snow globe full of teen trauma. Everyone hits the floor. Someone probably peed a little. Jubin and Yan Wu run to the radio screaming, "Hello? We're stuck!" But no one answers. Then we hear it. SCCRRRREEKK. A noise from above. The cable car twitches, and then it moves again, barely. By some ungodly force, it starts descending. Everyone ages 10 years in stress. Then, they see it. The building. Except, what in the froggy fungal fried hell is that? The entire building is covered in white goo. It's leaking out the windows, like an overfilled cream puff from hell. The teens freeze. No one wants to get off now. Because downstairs, there are monsters. Not hiding, just chained to the floor and walls like someone designed a zombie exhibit in a haunted Chuck E. Cheese. One of them starts moving. It lifts its head. No eyes. Just a big fat mouth screaming, "New victims delivered fresh." Yona sees it first. His spine just gives up. Everyone's panicking. And then, the cable car slams against the station wall. Boom! Glass shatters. Kids flying. This thing is falling apart like their sense of security. Everything goes black. Yan Wu wakes up first. His brain's like a broken car alarm. Everything hurts. The others start to stir. No one's dead, yay. But everyone looks like they got hit by 5 Final Destination movies at once. Kong Jun's like, "This is hell. My neck's broken and I've got monster PTSD. So Young asks, "What even happened?" Her arm is bruised. She got pancaked against the wall and she's still processing. Then she sees it. Eyes wide. Total shock. Outside the busted door, the marshmallow of doom is back. A white zombie mass is trying to break in. She screams, "Ah! We got a problem!" The monster slams its hand on the glass like it's testing a fish tank. Yan Wu and June scream in unison. Monsters like "Hi besties," and now it's ramming its whole body into the booth. The second hand finds a crack. It's squeezing through. The white goo drops to the floor like someone nuked a marshmallow in a microwave. The teens do not wait. They sprint to the opposite side like, "Nope, not today, Satan." But the zombie keeps oozing in, dripping, hissing, all slimy and boneless and making that nasty wet sock sound. And then, its head flops inside. Body still sliding through. The bones melting. The goo multiplying. Yan Wu's like, "Oh, shit."